I offered quite a few times. I suppose I should call that. Oh, this one. Okay.
An Instagram influencer now facing charges
I think I put my foot on my Alexa, turn off that.
For the People Act, paid for by Representatives.
Over the years, you've brought opioids into your home. They helped when you were in pain, and you held on to them just in case. But holding on to opioids puts your family at risk. Learn more at www.fda.gov/drug disposal.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy houses as is, fast for cash. Call me today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-362-2000, 362-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. I'm a private real estate investor who can solve your real estate problems fast for cash. Do you want to sell and just be done with it? Okay, great. I buy vacant properties, boarded up houses, pre-foreclosures, and inherited properties. I also buy apartment buildings, rental portfolios, divorce homes. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. I look forward to solving your real estate problems today. Give me a call for an all-cash offer at 614-362-2000, 614-362-2000.
Hello, everyone. From the Watchdog, I'm the Storm Tracker Darnell Foster with a look at your local weather forecast for your start to the work week. Mostly cloudy skies with showers and storms. A daytime high near 70 degrees. Better chance of seeing those showers through the evening and the overnight with lows down to about 60 degrees. You'll see a mix of clouds and sunshine for your Tuesday with highs in the upper 70s. Have yourself a great day, everyone. From the Watchdog, I'm Darnell Foster.
The views and opinions expressed on the following program are not necessarily those of this station or its sponsors.
This is the Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe and Brad Leonard behind the board in the producer's chair.
It's 55 degrees and raining at the Wheeling, Ohio County Airport. 55 degrees and drizzle here at my home studios in the Ombro section of Wheeling. 55 degrees and rain and in downtown Wheeling at the Robinson Auto Group studios. And rain's going to be the word of the week much of the week today. Rain on and off throughout the day, fog developing. Now we're going to get warm, temperatures up to 70 today. Scattered thunderstorms could walk in this afternoon as well. Tomorrow will start off rainy and stay dreary throughout the day as well. More thunderstorms are likely tomorrow, scattered showers on Wednesday. This golfing day, Thursday, looks like the best day of the week. Won't be really sunny, but it will be a little bit cooler. Today 70, tomorrow 74, down to 56 for the high on Thursday, but not too bad all the way around. And then back to another rainy day on Friday. So that's what you have to look forward to this week. 55 at the airport, as I said, 55 in my home studios, 55 at the Robinson Auto Group studios downtown Wheeling in the heart of the Ohio Valley. It is Sitcom Mom Monday. So we're preparing to give away a couple of Mother's Day buffets from River City in downtown Wheeling for this Sunday. Mother's Day is this Sunday. So be prepared for that. We're going to do it by asking you about sitcom moms. Think about your favorite sitcom mom. We'll do that coming up a little bit later on this morning. Governor Justice has been roundly criticized by an MSNBC anchor for signing that transgender athlete bill. More ideas could come today to entice younger people to get their vaccine. The summer could bring gasoline shortages at the pump and chlorine shortages to your backyard pool. I'll have details for you on that. Weekend story caught my attention. Gigantic Sopranos fan am I, the old TV show The Sopranos. Apparently there was an extra episode of The Sopranos made after the finale episode on HBO. It was specifically made to try to entice LeBron James to transfer to the New York Knicks. He didn't do it, but the episode is apparently out there. I think I'm going to make it my life's work to try and get that episode made public, because I'd love to see a new episode of the show. And thanks to Big Rick, who hosts the afternoon show here on the Watchdog, I learned about one of the latest QAnon conspiracy, so I got to share it with you coming up a little bit later on. It has to do with the fact that if you go to the White House today, go into the White House, in the Oval Office, Donald Trump's in there hard at work. And Joe Biden's dead. That's what they're saying. So I got all this coming up this morning here on the Watchdog Morning Show. But first, I want to talk about a new fire headquarters in the city of Wheeling. We've been talking about a public safety building or a police headquarters, fire headquarters individually for a number of years now. One public safety building proposal went to the voters, and while it did pass by a majority vote wasn't adequate, needed 60%, so that did not move forward. Council's been kicking a variety of ideas around, and now it looks like they're centering on a new fire headquarter location in East Wheeling. I wanted to talk to Fire Chief Larry Helms about that. Chief, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, Howard. How are you this morning?
I am, well, it's rainy, but other than that, I'm fine. You like this location they're talking about on 17th Street?
I do. Actually, we looked at a lot of locations, especially looking at trying to rehab properties. Unfortunately, when you're trying to put trucks that weigh 24 ton in a building, there's not too many buildings that are suitable for that. But, location is of utmost importance to us because of our response times that we need to comply with. And that area out there, when we were looking at the 19th Street property, it was kind of on the fringe of where our response areas could be from, looking at, times and that type of thing. And when we decided not to go with the public safety building combination of police and fire, and then it became evident that we could look at other properties that would suit our needs best. And that was one of the properties we first looked at, and we looked at several others. And after doing the due diligence of looking at, response times, location, those types of things, was the property conducive to our project. We landed on that property, and that's been the one that I've been most favorable for since last few months anyway.
One of the concerns I had was why the city would look at 17th Street when they already have, even though they decided not to use that 19th Street property for public safety building, they bought the property anyway, so they owned the property. And I've been a little, wondering why, and I talked to the mayor about it, why they went with an additional piece of property when they already had one in East Wheeling. From your perspective, just from a fire department perspective, you think this 17th Street location is actually better for the fire department than the 19th Street was?
I do, because it gives us it's quicker access to the interstate and Route 2, that we were kind of giving that up a little bit at the 19th Street property. Yeah,
I always was a little bit curious how that 19th Street property, how you going to route trucks out there, and so that I get your point. This may be a lot more conducive to quick response time. What's the headquarters going to be like?
Actually, it's going to be a single story, and that was another thing that we were looking at. The only way to really keep the cost down was to not go up, if you will, have a single story building. It'll have a lot more bay area in between some of the primary vehicles. We'll be able to park some of our equipment that isn't used every day but is needed for our potential incidents, such as hazardous materials, mass casualty incidents, river or water incidents, equipment that we're currently housing somewhere else that we have to go get if we need it. It'll put it all there at headquarters and make it more readily available. So it takes up a pretty large footprint. That property out there basically runs from 17th Street to Lane 15, and from Wood back to, I believe it's Lane G, if I'm correct. The next alley behind Wood Street. And that gives us a very large footprint to be able to put everything on one story, put all the administrative stuff in the back. Up front, put the bays for the trucks, training tower and hose tower, and gives us a really nice footprint. We actually put a committee together, about 12 people, and talked about with our architect. Talked about what are they doing with public safety buildings now, specifically fire departments, and what do we need to plan to make this building fit to the future. And we were able to come up with what I believe is a really great plan. I think the department will be very proud of this once it gets completed.
So I didn't realize it's going to be a single-story building. I think back to the first public safety building proposal that was going to be up around 10th Street, where there were going to be bays underneath the building and the building would rise above it. But this is going to be wider spread and all one story then.
Yes. Yep. It'll if we go up, then we have to look at elevators and ADA compliance and things that cost money, and if we can keep it on one level, that saves us some money in the long run.
Chief, when we first started talking about the public safety building, again, when it was first proposed to the voters back on 10th Street, or thereabouts 10th Street, we spent a lot of time letting the public know how, what word do I want to use, disjointed some of the things were in both the police and fire department. And I think that's something the public may not still understand, is that, as you mentioned this a minute or two ago, but you kind of have equipment and things you need sort of scattered all around the city in different locations, right?
Yeah.
Currently.
A good example is one of our trailers and our boat in the wintertime we house at the bus garage over on the island. So in order to get it, we have to go over there to acquire that equipment. And, it's not equipment that we use every day, but when we need it, it's usually an urgent need or needs a very rapid response. So that hinders those types of incidents. But this will definitely make things better for us in the future.
Chief, you've touched on this a second or two ago, but I want to elaborate just for a minute. Because one thing the public sometimes asks when they hear this is, well, is a new building going to be nice for the fire department? Is it going to be nice for you and the guys who are there? And is it going to help you? But how does it help the citizens? Is this location, is the expense of a new department, of a new headquarters, really beneficial to the average citizen? How does it help me?
Well, I mean, that's a good question, because right now we do a lot of public service training. This is just the kind of the top of the icing on the cake, if you will. We do a lot of public service training with, CPR classes and first aid classes and fire prevention classes and things of that nature. Our classroom that we have here is quite small, so it doesn't give us and the location of it in the back of the building doesn't give great public access. It is ADA compliant, but it's kind of out of the way. It'll give us a lot more opportunity for public interaction. I think the fact that the building will be where it is, I get so many people tell me today, I've had people say they're coming to my office, I give them the address, and they said, I drove by it 3 times before I realized. I think it'll kind of be that marquee, if you will, out there that says, this is the fire department. It'll just give us a lot more, in a type of a disaster, we might be able to take folks in. There's a lot of different potential that we don't have here.
Chief, let me, again, these are kind of softball questions, but what's wrong with the current building? I mean, couldn't you just do some upgrades to the current building and just let it go at that?
The biggest problem with the current building is, and we realized this, I think, early on, probably back during Cliff's tenure, that a building of this size under a parking garage moves constantly. So it creates little problems or fractures where any moisture upstairs ends up downstairs. So we've been battling leaks into our living quarters almost since the beginning of occupying this building. I know my whole career, 34 years, we've been battling this off and on here, and it continues to get worse. And there are things that have been tried to do to mitigate those, and it has helped. But quite honestly, I mean, it's no matter what we do, we don't have any space for, you know, we're not just firefighters anymore. We're EMTs, we're hazmat technicians, we're swiftwater rescue technicians, and you know, it goes on and on and on. And every discipline that we take on has some equipment related to it, and we've just outgrown ourselves. Not only with that, but technology and this building. The joke here is, if you bring a new piece of equipment into headquarters, you got to throw something out.
Well, that's not a joke. It's not something we should be laughing about. When the city decided to, when OVMC left, and the city decided to use the Valley Professional Center for police headquarters, I actually, and because OVMC left, the garage is now very, very empty.
Yeah.
I had thought that maybe there would be consideration given to somehow shoring up the garage, fixing some of those problems like the leaks and so on, and simply expanding it right there in that location. Because if, in addition to having now more room in the garage because it's empty, it still would be near the police station. I guess it's not necessary to be near the police station, but seeing the two of them side by side, I thought made some sense.
Yeah, I don't totally disagree with that theory. The problem is there's no way to expand our needs here at this facility as long as the parking garage is here.
Chief, in addition to getting the property what happens next? Let me put it that way. Council, of course, has to approve the purchase of the property. I don't think they've done that yet. They've started to talk about it, but assuming they purchase the property, what happens next? Give me a sense of the timeline.
Well, I think once the property is approved, we're already looking at doing some core drilling to see how deep the footers have to be, that type of thing. Then it'll go out for bid, and I think it'll pretty much fall on contractor availability as to a timeline. Mm-hmm. And I can't speak for that, but construction-wise, what they're telling us is about 6 to 9 months.
Really?
Yeah, it's prefab concrete construction, and the way it's put to me, it goes up very quickly.
Well, and one story would be a lot easier and faster, I guess, than if you're doing a multi-story building as well. Chief, when the public safety building that was proposed to the voters was first talked about, if I remember correctly, and if I'm wrong, please correct me, some of that money was going to be used for additional upgrades to other equipment and so on as well. Is that still something you're looking at?
It is, yeah. Looking at like $1 million in upgrades to the other 6 stations. And quite honestly, there's a couple of the stations that'll take a very large portion of that. We have some structural issues at our Edgewood station, some issues at our North Wheeling station. Station 4 is a very old station that needs a lot of work. Pretty much all the stations need attention to the roofs. We've been patching them and this and that over the years, but they need completely done. And mostly roofs and HVAC units. As you can imagine, they're all old systems, so those are the primary things that need to be addressed. But electrical work, trying to look at ways to incorporate separations for bathrooms and showers, because we have women working the job now, so those are some issues that we need to look at and address as well.
Yeah, times have changed, haven't they?
Yeah, and in my opinion, for the better. We've had huge success with our employees, and one thing I don't think the public realizes is quite literally the reason these buildings have been kept up over the years is because of the firefighters that work in those buildings.
Right.
They've replaced their own kitchens. North Wheeling Station, they replaced an HVAC unit up there. We had a gentleman that worked for an HVAC company, had a lot of skills, and we got some guys that are pretty handy to do things like that. And without that, these stations would be extremely deteriorated without the input from our firefighters.
I remember you and I talking about this a couple of years ago, again, when the first public safety building proposal came out, and you said there is a point at which you just can't keep asking the firefighters to fix their own building. There's a point at which you got to go to professionals, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can't really expect. We can do things that we can work on and drop and leave at the drop, at any time an alarm comes in. But roofs and HVAC units and things like that aren't those types of things that you can put. Well, for one thing, you don't necessarily have the experience that we really need to do it, and maybe some of the problems we have in the buildings are because we were using people that didn't necessarily have the experience to truly do it correctly. Maybe is one possibility. But I don't know, Howard, if you've seen headquarters or Station 2 or 10. Those guys did the kitchens in those 3 stations, and you would never know that it wasn't done by a professional. They did a great job.
Well, we should call them professionals now, Chief.
They are professionals, and quite honestly, a couple of them are professional carpenters they moonlight as carpenters too, so they definitely know what they're doing.
Chief, we didn't, before I leave you on this issue, well, I'm going to leave you on the issue of location of a new building, but you and I didn't talk this year about the yearly reports that come out. What's the work of the fire department been looking like lately?
Well, with COVID last year, we were down a little bit, only about 300 incidents, and I'll be honest with you, most of those occurred from like April through May, maybe March, April, and May, and I think a lot of people just weren't out. People were staying in, and they were actually, a lot of people, I think, were afraid to go to a hospital for fear of possibly contracting COVID. But we didn't see in my opinion, we didn't see a huge drop. I mean, it was a noted drop because of COVID. But boy, since things have started to lift, we've seen a drastic upturn in our call volume. And, one thing that was kind of depressing during this is we didn't see a decline in the opioid problem. And that obviously continues. You're well aware of that. But and I don't know if that maybe contributed some by COVID or not. But, the problems are still there. I think the biggest decline in calls volume we've seen was because people literally didn't want to go to a hospital with other sick people potentially being exposed to COVID.
Last year, how were we in terms of structural fires and so on? Up, down? Any arsons last year? And give me just a quick sense of that.
Arsons, we're working a couple cases. We're up slightly. The overall structure fires were down, which when we went to the lockdown, I actually talked to my staff, and I thought, my opinion was we were going to have an increase in structure fires because people were at home more and potentially causing, accidental fires. And what we found was people were being very diligent and actually paying attention, and safety precautions, things like that. Our structure fire volume actually went down slightly. So that was actually a good thing. I guess we didn't see the incidents where people were in a rush to get out the door and, leave the stove on or curling iron or something like that potentially caused an accidental fire.
Yeah. Chief, I appreciate your time this morning. Thank you very much. You gave me a better sense of why the 17th Street location is a good location. And is council taking it up this week? Do you know?
Yeah, I believe they have a reading on it this week.
Yeah. All right. Well, I appreciate it because, again, in the beginning, I was a little bit unclear about why, if we have 19th Street, why do we need another piece of property? But after talking both to the mayor and now to you, I have a much better sense of that. So yeah, I appreciate your helping me to get it in my head. Hopefully the public gets it in their head as well.
All right, Howard. Thanks for giving me a few moments.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Chief. Wheeling Fire Chief Larry Helms this morning here on the Watchdog Morning Show. It's 8:32, 28 till the hour. When I first heard the council was looking at a new fire station on 17th Street, buying all new property there, the A.E. Pelly property and surrounding properties, and my first thought was, wait a minute, you just purchased property on 19th Street, and that 19th Street property was originally identified as the location of police fire headquarters, so surely it must have been acceptable. And although they did change the game plan and move the police down to the Valley Professional Center, they still went ahead and bought the property. So I was really, it didn't make sense to me. Why would you have that property, have purchased that property with it, which at one time was going to be police and fire headquarters, and then still owning it, turn around and get another piece of property for the fire department? But the mayor pointed out to me that the city believes that they've got a greater potential of getting the 19th Street property into private hands, turning around and selling it to a private developer or a private owner. And as you heard Chief Helms say, he thinks that the 17th Street property gives them better response time, a little better, it's just a little better location than the 19th Street was. So I'm glad we had a chance to pursue that. All right, 8:33, 27 till the hour here on the Watchdog Morning Show. Sitcom Mom Monday coming up in just a minute or two. And this bizarre QAnon theory that says Donald Trump is still working in the White House and Joe Biden dead. It's crazy. And there are people who are going to believe it. We'll talk about it all coming up here on the Watchdog Morning Show.
The WTRF Channel 7 News Update is brought to you by Thomas Auto Centers, Mall Road, St. Clairsville. Get the best deal at Thomas Auto Centers.
Now it's time for your look.
Well, I didn't notice anything, or nothing too bad. Ah, okay. Okay. It didn't sound too bad to me, so good job. All right, I'm going to try to make Bill happy to get some people entered into this giveaway. All I'm going to do is ask people to suggest to me some of the best sitcom moms of all time. If we get calls or texts, just jot them down. And I'll do it today. I want to give it away by Wednesday so people have a chance to register. So we'll get some people registered over the next couple of days and then just pick one. I believe so, yeah. I think Rick has his own. I think Rick has a 50 and we have a 50. I don't know about Bill. Oh, I think Bill said he wasn't going to do one himself. And Rick, yeah. So we'll start off, you and I can talk about, so think about who you think are some good sitcom moms. We'll just kick a couple ideas around. Maybe get a couple of calls. We'll probably get some texts, and we'll just, that's what we'll do.
I'm Dave James on the Ohio News Network. 2 men and a woman were shot inside a downtown.
Nostalgia and hear from some of the legends of the game. You won't believe who I have on next. The Bill DeFabio Variety Show, heard on the Watchdog Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Tune in and get with the program. I'm Bill DeFabio. Join me for the Variety Show on the Watchdog.
A serious injury from an accident can be just the start of your worries. What if you cannot return to work? How do you take care of your family if you're disabled? At Gelner Law Offices, we represent seriously injured people and understand their problem. We know how to get you fair compensation. We will work hard to make sure you get the money you deserve for your losses. Don't go it alone. If you're hurt in an accident, call us at 304-242-2900 or visit us at gelnerlaw.com.
We'd like to help. I'm Andrew Saul, Commissioner of Social Security. Beware of telephone scammers pretending to be government employees. Real Social Security employees will never threaten you. Callers threatening you with arrest or other legal action and demanding money are not from us. If you receive a call like this, hang up, do not provide them with any form of payment or information. Report the call at oig.ssa.gov.
For all of your IT needs, visit OmniPerforms.com. Omni Strategic Technologies, the only IT company that the Watchdog trusts.
Oh, there's something so real about living local, and I know without a doubt I'm not alone. And I love living local. There's nowhere else I'd rather be. Said I'm loving living local. WTRF is working for me. The Ohio Valley is where I love to be.
Now at Menards, save big money in your next project with 11% off everything. Turtle Wax Max Power Car Wash can provide maximum strength cleaning for any car. The more wash you use, the stronger the cleaning power becomes. $579 after 11% rebate. Get 11% off everything now at Menards. Good through May 8th. Savings are a mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
Now, during the Jim Robinson Ford Lincoln Toyota Pre-Owned Super Sale, select from over 80 vehicles in stock starting under $5,000. Most are local trades, many with one owner. Hurry to Jim Robinson at the Highlands, home of lifetime powertrain protection. Now, during the Jim Robinson Ford Lincoln Toyota Pre-Owned Super Sale, select from over 80 vehicles in stock starting under $5,000. Most are local trades, many with one owner. Hurry to Jim Robinson at the Highlands, home of lifetime powertrain protection.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Quaker Steak and Lube at the Highlands is the perfect place to relax after a long day. Happy hour from 3 to 6 Monday through Friday. Get $2 off appetizers, $3 off domestic drafts, and house wine specials. Quaker Steak and Lube, voted Best Wings USA. Quaker Steak and Lube at the Highlands with another steal of a deal. Get a steak burger and fries all day Monday for only $8.99. It's also Military Mondays. The Lube will take 25% off for all veterans, active duty military, and first responders. Quaker Steak and Lube voted Best Wings USA.
The Watchdog prides itself in being involved in our community, and we want to hear from you. Does your organization have an event that you would like promoted on the radio? Please send us the details via our website, watchdognetwork.com. Just click on our contact page and fill the information. Live, local, and here for our community. Share your events with the Watchdog.
From the West Virginia Broadcasting Hall of Fame, directly to you. This is the Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe, brought to you in part by Wheeling Hospital.
And the plans they made put an end to you. I walked out this morning and I wrote down this song. I just can't remember who to send it to.
Great song.
I've seen fire and I've seen rain. I've seen sunny days that I thought would never end. I've seen lonely times when I could not find a friend. But I always thought that I'd see you again.
8:43, 17 till the hour, 55 degrees at the Wheeling, Ohio County Airport. It's raining pretty good outside. A little drizzle, rain, scattered showers, whatever you want to call it. Going to warm up nicely, 70 before the day is over and done with, but dark and dreary all day long. Sunday is Mother's Day. It's a day we need to be sure to commemorate moms. You do anything special, Biffy? You guys have any plans?
I don't know what we're doing yet, but I'll get the card and we'll get a gift, and other than that, I don't know what else we have planned for Sunday.
Yeah, I don't know either. I think I told you last week. My oldest son said, "Dad, what are our plans for Mother's Day?" And I said, "Well, she's your mom. Aren't you planning them?" I was like, "Dad, just tell me what we're going to do." So. I don't know what the plans. Maybe we'll go to River City. I don't know. River City this year having their Mother's Day buffet again after a year away. All the things you expect from a Mother's Day buffet: slow roasted carved sirloin, honey glazed carved ham, a pasta bar, seafood, salad bar, dessert bar, cakes, pastries, cookies, fruit, and more on Sunday at River City. They open at 11 o'clock. So what we thought we would do is give you a chance to get registered to win. We got a couple of $50 certificates to give away to the Mother's Day buffet. So if you would like to do that, I'd just like you to share with me your thoughts on the greatest sitcom mom of all time. You don't have to answer any questions. Just who do you think was the greatest sitcom mom of all time? And of course, sitcoms span so many years. Biffy, you and I are from different generations.
I don't know.
So I'm guessing your sitcom moms may be different than mine.
Yeah, I don't know about the greatest, but I know that at least three of them came to mind right away. And in no particular order, I think Marge Simpson from The Simpsons would be one. Jill Taylor from Home Improvement with Tim Taylor.
Yeah, good one.
That show. And one of my favorite shows, and actually you could go two from this show, but Deborah and Marie Barone from Everybody Loves Raymond.
Yeah, those are all good ones. Those are all really, really good ones. Marge Simpson, you got to chuckle at that, but I guess she was a good sitcom mom, right?
I mean, the show's been in existence for how long? It's made it, so.
You know, I go back to the days of Father Knows Best and Leave It to Beaver. I tend to think of like Barbara Billingsley, who played Beaver Cleaver's mom back in the old Leave It to Beaver days, 50s and in the early 60s. Traditional, classic, golden age of television sitcom. Look, please don't text me. I know that those were not real. I know that's not the way life really was, but it was kind of fun to think that that's the way life could be. So I think back to that. I think that's one. The TV show Family Ties, where Michael J. Fox came to popularity, playing Alex P. Keaton, the young conservative. Back before young conservatives were actually a thing, he played the young conservative kid. And his mom was Meredith Baxter, later Meredith Baxter Burney, who played Elise Keaton. She was, I thought, a really great sitcom mom. And one that popped into my head a minute or two ago. And by the way, what I want from you all is 304-232-8255, 304-232-TALK, and share with me any sitcom moms that you think are, who do you think are the greatest sitcom moms? All I want is just some conversation. And if you engage in that conversation with me, we will then engage you in being on our list of people who could win the $50 gift certificate to the buffet at River City. Rocket's here with us to start things off. Good morning.
Good morning, Howard.
How are you?
Well, I'm doing great. Kind of close to your age, so I'm going to go with two that I grew up with. Well, one was Donna Reed, and the other was June Cleaver.
Absolutely, yeah.
But,
June Cleaver,
they were always dressed. They were always dressed like they were going to the prom. Whenever the kids came home, Mom was there and just looked beautiful.
It was always fun on those shows, though, right? Mom always wore a full dress, and Dad always was in a coat and tie at dinner. It was like...
Correct.
I know that wasn't the way things really were, but it was kind of fun to think about that, the way things could have been,
Yeah, it surely was, and that was, that's late 50s, I guess, and early 60s, and that was our vision of a mom and dad.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think that's those are good ones. Hey, for helping me out here this morning, we're going to put you as a register for our buffet at River City. You could get a $50 gift card to get yourself some food at River City, and thanks for giving me a little bit of memories here. See, I think depending on what age group people call in on this, there's going to be totally different kinds of sitcom moms. Biff goes with Marge Simpson, for example. I think you and I and June Cleaver and some of the others are a different generation. Thanks for your call, Rocket. I appreciate it. Biffy, make sure you get some names and phone numbers or what have you. If you all want to text me answers, we'll take those as registrations as well. Text me at 304-214-1600. Your just some fun sitcom moms. Who do you think are the best or the greatest, or just sitcom moms you remember if you want to? 304-214-1600. Everybody who gives me an answer gets registered for the $50 gift certificate to give away. Going back again to my era, Biffy, one of my favorite TV shows as a kid growing up was Bewitched. Elizabeth Montgomery was a witch married to her hubby Darren, who was immortal, and it was all the crazy antics they would have because she was a witch. Her mom was a witch, and her mom, Endora, was played by Agnes Moorehead, who was actually a really good actress, but I thought she was a great sitcom mom. Now, she wasn't the nicest mom in the world, because she would pull weird tricks on her daughter, and more importantly, on her son-in-law. She was never real fond of her daughter getting married to a mortal. So she was always pulling tricks in. But I think Agnes Moorehead playing Endora is another good one. If you all have some thoughts, 304-232-8255, 304-232-TALK, or 866-926-8255, 866-926 TLK, or use the text line 304-214-1600, 304-214-1600. Oh, okay, this is a good one, Biffy. I think you and I probably both can agree on this. Jerry's mom on Seinfeld. Jerry's mom. She was a pretty clever Helen. Now it says her name was Helen. I don't remember that, but yeah, that's a good one. All right, Liz, thank you for that. That's a great suggestion. I appreciate it, and that was true. Now here's another example of where we're going to go generational. Off the text line, Frankie Heck from The Middle. I never watched The Middle. I'm aware there is a show called The Middle, but I have no idea what's about, don't know. So Frankie Heck was one there. So this is why we're going to see some generational differences here. 304-232-8255, 304-232-TALK, or use the text line 304-214-1600. The greatest, most interesting, most fun, the best, whatever word you want to use, sitcom moms of all time. Give me a few more suggestions. We'll put you on our list, and we will probably tomorrow or Wednesday pick someone from the list and give away a $50 gift card to the River City Buffet. Big Rick is doing his own buffet giveaway in the afternoons as well. So we're trying to give you a chance to get some enjoyment out of the Mother's Day buffet extravaganza at River City. Carved sirloin, carved ham, seafood, pasta bar, salad bar, dessert bar, cakes, pastries, cookies, fruit, and more. If you don't win and you still want to get to the buffet, you can call for reservations, I should say, at 233-4555, 233-4555. The Mother's Day buffet, buffet extravaganza. It says that right here, extravaganza. This coming Sunday at River City. The doors open at 11 a.m. Biff, do I have to do a break? Maybe Biff is talking to someone on the phone. Okay.
No, we're good. We don't need a break.
Okay, all right. Very good. Is there somebody else on the phone lines, or were you just wandering around?
No, I got, yeah.
You got some information.
Yeah, I just got a little information, that's all. But
all right.
I'll give you another one from Seinfeld.
Yeah.
And then I got another one we'll add to the list, and then I'll check this. Let me do that. George's mom from
she was
Seinfeld, Estelle.
She was crazy. Georgie!
And Tammy Taylor from Friday Night Lights.
Yeah. What a great show that was, by the way. You know, it's a show that we around here can really appreciate. Friday Night Lights, a show all about the small town football team, the football Friday nights. I mean, just what a great show Friday Night Lights was, and it was good. Tammy Taylor, I think, Connie Britton, I think it was, who played her. Connie Britton, who was really, really good. If you have any more sitcom moms you want to add to the list, give us a call or do us a text at 304-214-1600. Tom is on the line. Tommy, good morning.
Hi, Howard. Who's this Barbara Billings you're talking about? I'm pretending I don't remember June Cleaver. Although I never saw Donna Reed ever, until they put it on about 5 years ago for a couple of years. But I'd say Claire from Modern Family. I know you don't really like Modern Family. At one point you said something to that effect. But
yeah, I know. I've just don't watch it very often. The few times I watch it, was like, it's okay. But I'm not real big on it. So.
It's funny, they'll stare at the camera like they're being interviewed on 60 Minutes. You know what I mean? They'll be doing their back and forth,
right,
and explaining how their situation is and stuff. But anyhow, I'd give Claire on Modern Family.
All right, appreciate it, Tom. Very good, Tom. Thank you. He can go on our list there if you'd like to, Biff. Tommy has some suggestions there. There are a couple of sitcom moms I'm thinking of that are not the nicest, or best may be a bad phrase to use, but I got to bring them in here. We were talking earlier about The Sopranos, and the reason we were talking about it, by the way, if you just joined us, is it looks like there is an episode of The Sopranos that nobody knew about that was made after the finale. It was specifically made to try to entice LeBron James to go to the New York Nets, and Edie Falco and James Gandolfini reprised their characters with Tony Soprano in the Witness Protection Program. I think I got to find it. This has got to be out there somewhere. They've got to show it to us. But anyways, in The Sopranos, Tony Soprano's mom, Livia Soprano was her name, the character's name. And she was played in the first couple of seasons by Nancy Marchand. Now, Nancy Marchand was a great actress. I remember from a number of different shows. Now, I'm not sure I call her the greatest because she tried to have Tony whacked. All right? She tried to have her own son killed. So I'm not 100% sure that I would call that greatest, but I think it was kind of fun. She was a great actress in general, and certainly in there. You know, another one I'm thinking of, Biffy, you probably remember Mama from Mama's Family.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we don't tend to think of her maybe as a sitcom mom, but she was in that TV show Mama's Family with Carol Burnett and so on. I think that's another one that could go on the list. Again, if the rest of you have any more thoughts, 304-232-8255 or 304-214-1600, 304-214-1600. Biffy, there's one text I can't open up, so maybe you can. I don't know, it says Kitty somebody, but I can't open it up, so you can double check that and see if you can get that person registered too. All right, we'll do this again. If you want to keep on texting me, you can do that, or calling me, you can do it. We'll do some more registration tomorrow. We'll give away these $50 gift cards to the Mother's Day Buffet at River City. Right now, though, we'll go to ABC. They cover the world for us here on the Watchdog Morning Show for a Monday.
The Watchdog is FM 98.1, AM 1600 WKKX Wheeling, FM 97.7, AM 1370 WVLY Moundsville.
The ABC News is brought to you by Thomas Auto Centers, Mall Road, St. Clairsville. Get the best deal at Thomas Auto Centers.
Okay, good. Oh, that's a good one, yeah. That's Ozzie and Harriet. Ozzie and Harriet. Okay, those are good ones. All right, so we've got, 5 maybe registered, something like that? Okay, and I think there are 3 maybe here on the text line. Yeah, but if not, at least we have their phone number so we can... But you're right, I will suggest that. One of them did put her name on there, but, yep. All right, well, that's good, so, all right, that's, yeah, I don't know who Kitty Foreman is, so. All right, sounds good. All right, I'm out of Dr. Pepper. I'm out of coffee. My wife is gone. I'm going to have to go make my own coffee. Oh, my God. Well, I guess I'll go do that now. I'll be back in a minute.
It was a mix of emotions, not knowing what to, feeling totally unequipped to do something, feeling